why intermittent fasting doesn't always work.
What? Bro, what are you talking about?
Now, before you yell and scream at me in the comments below saying it worked for me and it changed my life, of course it works for some people, but not all. And let me explain this. So what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is pretty much eating in a window in a day. This could be a 12-hour window, 8-hour window, whatever the window is, where you're consuming food. The rest of the time, you're not supposed to eat. And the science behind it is if I'm not eating, let's just say I'm skipping breakfast or skipping a meal, I'm going to be able to bring down my calories, obviously, and then hence lose weight. This is true in some cases. However, in other cases, not necessarily true. Because if you are still over-consuming food and overeat and make poor choices of the foods that you're eating in that window, well, you can still overeat and still end up putting your body in a surplus, which over time will lead to you actually gaining weight.
Oh my God!
So what you want to do is do the right strategy that works for you. So for me, I find that I'm pretty hungry later on at night. So I'll move my morning meal a little later. I'll have my breakfast at like 11 or 10 a.m. But the opposite could be said for somebody else who finds in the morning they can't focus or concentrate without having a meal. So for those people, I'd recommend having breakfast. Only you are going to know what works for you, and that's what I'm trying to get across here is pick the best strategy that you know you'll stick to and that you'll be with long term. But if your goal is weight loss, you really need to do the math to figure out how many macronutrients that you can consume on a day-to-day basis, how many calories can you consume on a day-to-day basis to get to your ideal body weight. Because if we know this, which is true facts here, that 1 pound of fat is equivalent to 3,500 calories. If I put my body in a 500 calorie deficit per day over the course of 7 days in 1 week, I will lose
2 plus 2 is 4. Minus 1, that's 3. Quick maths.
1 pound of fat. So that's the real secret here when it comes to weight loss, is knowing that balance of energy in versus energy out and making the right choices when it comes to food to help manage those hunger pains as you start descending down your weight loss journey. So do I believe in intermittent fasting? Yes, to some degree. As long as you are using it to benefit yourself and you're seeing the results, just continue with it. For those who are struggling and it hasn't worked for them, send me a message and I'll give you some recommendations on things you can do to help kickstart your weight loss journey.